765 4 3 2 1 0.
Hello. Hello. Hello out there. Hello, friends. Friends of the stream, welcome. Welcome you all. I'm really happy to have you here. My name is Brendan. Welcome to an episode of live coding my startup. I'm a startup co-founder. Have a little company. We're trying to make a messaging app for people who need that sort of thing. It's a messaging app with a bit of a twist. The twist is that you can attach payments to messages, and the messages in your inbox are ranked by the value of the payment. That's it. It's very simple. Simple, but also complicated. A lot of people don't seem to get it initially, so that either means that what I'm doing is crazy, but then again, people thought the Airbnb co-founders were crazy too. So, see who has the last laugh there. Anyway, I think it's an interesting idea, and when you talk to people about it, they seem to agree that there's possibly a need for this sort of thing. So, find out. So on this stream, I'm actually going to be working on the code, making the code good. So let's do that. Let's jump into it. There's a lot of code issues. When I say code issues, I mean like there's a lot of problems that just need to be solved and can only be solved by the codes, making the codes good. And that's what I'm doing. So every day. I started working on this about 6-7 months ago. We launched about a month ago. We have a little over 100 people signed up, 117, something like that. That's where we're at today. You can actually go and look at our stats. I just added this stats stuff the other day and get an idea of like where we're at. It's also a leaderboard, which is kind of cool. So check it out. On this stream today, what I want to do is do a little optimization on those stats actually, because at least that's where I'm going to start. There might be other things I want to do, but right now, so we're fetching these stats here, and then so what we have to do is filter out any accounts that don't want to be shown in the stats, because if you go to your account preferences, there's this switch here, and you can say include me in leaderboard, but some people might not want to be shown in the leaderboard, so they can opt out of it there. Whoops. I'm having trouble typing. All right, so go in here, umpire, turnstile. Project that I'm going to be working on right now is called Turnstile. All of our computer codes are open source, so if you want to check them out, you can. You can ignore this security alert thing. It doesn't apply to the actual project. It's just there's like a bug in a library used to generate documentation, which doesn't matter because it's not live code or anything. Okay, so this is my very crudely drawn diagram. I'll probably do a better job of that sometime, but not right now. So anyway, that's the project that I'm going to be working on right now. It is written in Rust. Let's look at it. So okay, so what we have to do is filter all the clients that don't want to be included in the leaderboard. So we fetch the statistics from the back end and then filter them out. So what I'm going to do is we should also be filtering these guys. Anyway, so the way it should work, the way it'll work is I want to build a hash set, and that hash set is just going to be a list of valid client IDs. That's it. Right? Yeah. Okay. And the way that we generate this hash set is so first of all, I need to that type annotations needed. Type inference. Yeah, and that should be fun. All right. So first thing what we do is we add all of the client IDs. So I'm going to start with this one. We're going to go, so this doesn't need to be an into iterator, just a regular iterator. So we're looking at this. This is a vector of just of these statistics, and we can iterate over it, and then just do like for each, basically. What's for each in Rust? Rust iter for each. Okay, for underscore each. And then the piece of data. And then we're just going to say valid client IDs dot insert. And then we take the client ID and we just clone it, insert that. That's it. So we do that for, why is it not happy? Mismatch type, expected, found bool. Why does for each care about the return type? It really shouldn't. Right? It should just do that. Where f item closure mismatch types. So what if I just do this and say do that and then be really pedantic? That's so janky. Why does it have to be that way? I wonder if there's a different function I can use here on the iterator. Well, another way to do it, which actually might be cleaner, is just do for dn yada yada, and then that won't trigger that warning, that error. There we go. All right, so there's 3 tables, 3, I think, that need that. So there's one most well read. These are, it's basically all the ones that contain a client ID. So most well read is generous, and then one more, which is clients by RIL. All right, and that's it. So that builds our list of client IDs, and then all we do is we are going to use that to generate a new hash map or set by filtering out the ones that we don't like. So we go valid client IDs, iter, filter, okay. So take the client ID and then we're going to do all of this in here. We're going to say so here we're going to say this can actually be an into iter, and we can just give ownership of that, right? Actually, no, don't want to do that. Also, this should be just c.clone. Okay, like that. So that expected type string. This is a ref, but we're cloning it, so that should be fine. Why is it not? Can I just say into? If I just do toString, will that force it? Yes, there we go. Okay. So that will give us what we want. Then I'm going to use a collect on that. So calling collect on a thing will give us a vector, and then we can use that to reassign this guy. So we'll just say valid client ID is equal Hashset. Is there like a Hashset from? Yeah, from an array Hashset. Oh, okay. So I can just assign it like this. String equals blah 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 dot collect, like that, right? I may need to change this actually to be an intuitor. There we go. So now all we have to do is down here, filter these out. So what is it? Includes or contains? Contains data client ID. So if this is a string, it can be a ref. Yeah, that should work. Alright. No, it's not happy. Found type. Do as ref. And now we're good. Alright, cool. So I'll copy that here, and then there's one more to filter. This guy. Why does that not compile there? No such field. mess something up. Not sure what. Could just be the Rust analyzer is expected one of. What did I do here? Into inner filter. Valid. This is fine. Got a syntax error. I'm not sure where. Let me run cargo check from my terminal. Unclose delimiter 1338. Here. Oh. Why do I have an extra parentheses? I think I'm missing a yeah, I see. Whoops. Okay, now it's obvious. Trying to balance parentheses is really hard sometimes. Okay. And now, type annotations required. Cannot resolve. String borrow. What happens if I do this? And there we go. That should be good now. Yep. That's good. We're good. We're good. That compiles. All right. So that's a small optimization. It avoids us having to it avoids us having to do this search multiple times for the same given client ID, because you often end up with the same, at least currently, like each of these lists, these stats contains the same, basically the same list of clients. So there's some duplicate in there. All right. Let's commit that. Optimize client stats filtering. Great. That's easy. All right, what else should I work on? I think so. There's kind of just like a never-ending set of things, set of problems with the front end, like the actual web app itself. And it has grown a great deal in complexity. So let's just poke around in here for a minute, see what kind of things I can fix. All right, go through the sign up, signed in. There's some stuff. So there's the leaderboard. This is what I was just working on, is optimizing how the filtering is done on these clients in the back end, should someone decide to opt out. Now, I think there's some issues with iOS that were introduced recently, and I'm pretty sure it's because, I'm not pretty sure, but I'm like, I think it's because this library was just updated a few days ago. And it's possible that something went awry. I don't know what. Although, at least from their release announcement, it sounds pretty innocuous. So, also on my phone, it's working fine. That's not really useful to anyone, I understand. But if I can't reproduce a problem and I don't have data on it, it's really, really hard to even know where to start to look for a problem. Let me just see as well, like if there are any package updates. If it's like a third-party package issue, then alright, everything's up to date. That doesn't help me at all. It's annoying how like Firefox is my default browser on Mac OS, but the Webpack open thing when you do like yarn start the development server, it always opens Chrome first if it's open. It doesn't open Firefox, which is what I have open, or is what I use for the most part. I try to steer clear of Google products whenever possible, or Apple products. I always try to stick to things that are not from some one of these big tech co's. Just because I don't think they really have the interests of the little person like me in mind, for the most part. Okay, so one thing I've been thinking about is how could I streamline the whole sign-up flow, just because a lot of people seem to find it really painful. And there are currently two pain points. One is people entering their phone number. They really don't like doing that. Another is once you actually get past the sign-up form. And this is it. This is like all the information we collect currently. The next thing you see is, boom, this recovery phrase thing. And you can copy this to your clipboard, save it, makes it easy, and then just like paste. But still, a lot of people hate this. And you gotta do the phone verification. So the only reason we require a phone number right now is to push people through phone verification. And the only reason we push people through phone verification is because we have a fraud risk issue, right? Because it's real money. It's like It's real dollars on our platform. Plus we provide sign-up incentives like referral bonuses for people. And if for some reason it became really easy to create accounts, then people could conceivably just create a bunch of fake accounts, send money to themselves, and then cash out. So don't want that happening. We also want to keep the quality of accounts on the platform to be high. We don't want a bunch of bots or like fake accounts, and the easiest way to prevent that from happening right now generally is by using phone verification. There isn't really a better way. The alternative is like something like a CAPTCHA, or depending on some other third-party auth or something, but even that is pretty weak depending on what you use. It's relatively easy to like create like a fake Google or whatever account, even though I haven't created a Google account in a while, but it's possible that they may require phone verification in certain cases nowadays. Depending on the type of account you're creating. I think for like a regular Google account, they probably don't care. The thing with those companies like Google, Facebook, whatever, Twitter, is that they don't actually have an incentive to make sure that all of the accounts on their platform are high quality. And the reason for that is quite simple. It's just that see, there's a sizing bug. I should probably fix this. The reason for that is super simple. It's just that those companies, they make money from making the numbers go up, and there are a variety of ways that they can make the numbers go up, and the numbers can go up. One way is in number of accounts, and so the bigger those numbers get, the better for them. So they kind of put like I'd say a half effort into removing fake accounts and such, but they're not giving it their best try, to say the least. Okay, so the thing I was just talking about with the header being kind of messed up, you can see right here there's a gap. This is like so this is a grid, CSS grid, and then that's the width of the grid. The problem is the container background. So it's the root container item. The background on that guy is not the right color. And that's probably this one right here. I think, right? Inspect element. We can test this really quickly. So let's just put a style here and just say background. Color, blue. No, that's not it. It's the next. Let's cut that. Must be this container here. Yeah, that's the one. Okay, so this container needs the style. So I'm just going to copy this one. Header container style class. Call it header grid container, and then set this background color to the same. I can say class name, classes dot header grid container, and then boom, there we go. All right, that looks better. So let's fix that. Let's save that. It's header grid container PG color. All right. Oh, I stopped this. Which means it's broken. There we go. So this is the basic application app, right? Let me change this, my profile here to be a thing. Let's give me a name. How about mule sauce? I got mule sauce from, I have a coaster here from Sticker Mule, if you've ever heard of it. And it says mule sauce, hot sauce that kicks ass. So that's what I'm calling myself right now. All right, mule sauce. I'm gonna send myself a message. Hi mule sauce, and let's attach a payment of $1. Right, and then there it is. I have a new message from myself in my inbox. You can see the value. If I read it, then sweet, I get $1 from that guy, minus the fees. You may notice that it doesn't add back up $5. It's $5 minus 10 cents from sending that, and that is how our product makes money. From like a UX perspective, there is some question as to whether or not including the fees in that way is good. I think some people find it annoying because, like, I'll show you if I go to reply to this and I put $1 in. You'll see it says send for $1.03. So there's going to be a 3-cent fee here to send the message. That comes out of the sender's balance, and then $1 goes to the recipient. And then if the recipient reads it, there's another 7% fee. That's what we take currently, and that comes out of the recipient's or the reader's share. So that pattern is modeled after the payment system at Airbnb, how it works, where it's split out into you have a host fee and a guest fee, and they're separate. In our case, the fee to send, you always pay it. So if the idea is like we don't want people just like creating a bunch of spam. We don't want sending to be free. In the case of paid messages, you can send a $0 message that's free. But the point is that we think one of the big problems with messaging and communication is just that online communication specifically is that there's no cost to anything, right? It doesn't matter what you do or say online because you don't incur any cost. It doesn't matter. It's all just like it's all really just a bunch of BS, right? So simply put, if we just have like a small fee in there, it totally changes the economics, because now everyone has skin in the game. Really what you want to do is you want to behave in such a way that it drives the value of these messages up if you're reading, and if you're sending, you want to make sure that people are actually reading your messages that you send. So you are going to optimize for quality over quantity, hopefully. That's the hypothesis. And anyone, if people decide to engage the platform in a way where they are just spewing a bunch of low quality, then it's not going to matter, because at the end of the day, your inbox basically, everything's ranked. I can't see it right now. Let me create another account and I'll just demonstrate it really quickly. This is our staging environment. I'm creating fake accounts in our staging environment. Staging environment is, it's staging. There's no real money or anything, so it doesn't really matter. But I can add fake money in here. I can add using a fake card number. Okay. Added $100 of fake money. Now I'm going to send Mule Guy over here some messages. Hey, you suck. You suck. Mule. Let's say it's $1. It's not a very nice thing, and then let's maybe say a nice thing. Be like, hi, nice thing. Okay, we said a nice thing. Just junk. Let's say this is a, $50 message. Very simple. Now, if I look over here at Mule Guy, you'll see the unread messages here are ranked literally by the payment amount. So if you imagine a case where you're getting a bunch of random messages, the ones that suck, like this one sucks, they just end up at the bottom. And currently we just show top 5. So if you have a lot, I'm not going to do it, but if you had a lot, everything after the first top 5 would just never show up. So what you could do is essentially start reading down from the top, and if you get to a point where it's like, well, I don't really want to read anymore, you can just stop, or you can even just click this button here, and it just wipes everything you haven't read yet. If you're a sender and you send a message with a payment and it's never read, then eventually you're just refunded that payment, and that's how it works, minus the send fee. And the reason why we don't refund the send fee is that if it was just free, actually free to send as many messages as you want to anyone, then you could just blast a bunch of people with just complete garbage and then just keep doing it over and over, basically. But because we charge a fee, it makes it economically unfeasible. Yeah, that's the idea. That is the idea. So that's what we're doing. And honestly, it's a big experiment at this point. Even though we have a decent number of people signed up at our stage, we're 30 days in, and we've got well over 100 people signed up. It's still the very early days, and it is still what I would call an experiment. Even though we have decent data that is validating our hypothesis, it's just so small scale at this point. We've got a lot of work to do, and there's a lot to build before we can really be a proper mass market product. probably the biggest missing thing at this point is proper native apps, which we don't have. It's just me building the product at this point, and it's possible I might start working on actually starting the native app. But I think what we'd like to do right now, short term, is raise some money from investors and start hiring and getting some mobile expertise and talent. I personally don't actually have any mobile experience. That's like the only real platform I haven't built anything for at this point. But I'm sure I can, I could learn, I could start. But I'm not gonna, I don't scale that well. And if we can't, it's kind of like a make or break it moment. If we can't do this, then it's possible that this will just never work. Alternatively, we could just get so many people signed up and using it that we're making enough money, but like that's incredibly unlikely. We need like 100,000 people signed up to be able to generate enough income that we could like start hiring people and pay them a living wage plus benefits and so on. It's really expensive to hire someone. There's like, beyond their salary, there's like 50% overhead of all this other stuff. So we really need to raise money, and that's that. Which we're starting to do now. We have just started talking to investors recently. That's what we're doing. And I am continuing to work on the code pretty much every day. So I'm gonna just want to deploy that change and then also see if this other deployment went out successfully, which it did. Okay, so I'm going to deploy that to prod. That's the optimization to the stats, the client filtering that I did. And so you can use our app on iOS. You can use it like a PWA, progressive web app, but it sucks, unfortunately. So the way you do it like that is like basically you go to the website, go to umpire.com, and iOS has this. Where is it? Yeah, you click this share button. It's not obvious at all, but on the iOS you tap the share button here, and then it brings up a bunch of options. And if you scroll down, you'll see one of the options is add to home screen. And then if you do that, then it kind of looks and feels like a regular app, except not really. My hunch, my theory is that Apple doesn't want to make web apps, like progressive web apps, work well on iOS, because that would they want people to move into their app store ecosystem. They want to essentially want to force companies to build native apps only. If you didn't need a native app, if you could just use the web app on your mobile phone and it was a great experience, then the value of Apple's little walled garden kind of drops significantly. So the reason for it not working well is entirely political. At least I think so. The good news is that it has improved quite a bit. Like they fixed a lot of bugs in iOS 13, but it still sucks. It still feels like it's crippled. Safari on iOS is the only browser where it doesn't work properly, and to me it seems like they do it intentionally, because like if you use Safari on desktop, it works fine. Everything's fine. It's just iOS. All right, sweet. Deployed that, and that is out. Also deployed the web. Let me just check that it's still working on my phone. Reload. Yeah, it is. Also, Safari is just slow. It's not, at least not on mobile. Mobile Safari is not fast. It's just not a good experience. It's really not adequate. All right. So there's something I want to fix right now, which is the button on the stats, the leaderboard page. Whoops, I gotta start. I've got to start the Webpack dev server again. So on the stats page, there's a button down here, and it doesn't really look like a button. So I want to make it look more buttony. So I'm going to do that by changing the variant. So I'm using this library called Material UI, which is like a React library for, it has a bunch of like out-of-box components that look okay, and they mostly follow the Material UI guidelines. I'm actually not really a fan of Material UI, but it looks okay, and like my expertise is not in design, so we can have something, there we go, that looks better. These look more like buttons now. So we can have something that looks pretty alright. Like it doesn't look bad. And it works pretty well. Plus, we can kind of slowly wean ourselves off it at some point. Oops. So that's what that's about. All right. So that looks better. Start Webpack again. So what else can I do? I want to make these little guys look better on the profile. Yeah, I call these are like badges, mini badge. Badge. Let's see if I can make them look better. So I think the color, I don't know if I like the color. Primary. There we go. Yeah, I think using the main color there looks a little better. I have this inset box shadow in here, which is supposed to make them look like a little bit recessed, kind of like it's going into the page. Sort of works. But I wonder if I can just make it look even more good. I wonder about the shape of these. I'm just gonna leave them. Leave it as is. All right. So there's something I want to fix now. There's something I want to fix, which is a performance optimization on iOS specifically. So one problem is that so on desktop this isn't really an issue, but on iOS, on mobile, you can really feel the pain. There's a significant delay in certain actions, and as far as I can tell, the reason for it is that I'm just playing with it right now. The reason for it, yeah, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds to load a message from the database. It only seems to be slow in certain cases, not in every case. I think there's in whatever the underlying database implementation is, there must be some kind of caching going on. I think on Firefox and Chrome, at least, the underlying database, when you use IndexedDB. IndexedDB is the thing, like the API, storage API we're using. I think the underlying database is SQLite, maybe. But I'm not sure what they use in Safari on iOS. In either case, it's painfully slow. And I don't know if it's slow because it just hasn't been optimized, or if it's slow because Apple wants it to be slow so that you don't use it. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the reason. When I say don't use it, I mean they don't want people building apps based on web APIs, because it means people don't have to use the App Store, and that doesn't help Apple's bottom line. So they don't want to help people do that. They seem to make it work well enough that it's there, but the experience is so bad that you don't want to use it anyway. So, all right, I'm going on and on about that. I'm just gonna stop. So the issue at the moment with the issue at the moment with this stuff is that so I think one thing I can do, so one issue I think is that it has to do with like the order in which these requests happen. And I think one thing I can do to speed it up is to, like when you send, first of all, get rid of the draft. Do that first. And then the most painful request seems to be this one, this load messages request. Reducer for messages, load messages, load messages. Yeah, and so I think one issue is that when you make this load messages request, yeah, it clears out these loaded messages. So really what I should do is use this unload here when I need to. So let me just try something. Okay, that works. And I think that's a little faster. So I probably can't tell it in the video, but like basically you click, draft disappears, and then the message shows up a moment later. And I think that will help on iOS. Now then the problem is, because I'm not resetting, I'm not emptying out that loaded messages array every time. I think when there's an error, we should not reset it either. The risk is that you end up with the wrong messages. Actually, if there's an error, yeah, it should reset that, because otherwise you could show the wrong messages. Yeah. I think a better way to do it, now that I think about it, is when you load messages, I think there should be an object. And then, yeah, it's starting to make a lot of sense. Messages types, let's see. So loaded messages, and then this should be a map. Or we can use a record of message hash, like that. I'll just make it a string. Okay, and then this has to change. Okay, and then we can drop this. And now we're looking a little better. So then I need to change the message page, because type of this is wrong. Let's just change this to type of. Let's make this a type export. messages equals making a type alias for this. So we can say loaded messages. There we go. That's better. All right, and then sort those guys. Okay, and then down here, say filter, loaded messages. Message hash. Like that. Am I using this record? Thing right, TypeScript record. Say constructs a type with a set of properties K of type T. Page info. Yeah, I think I'm using this wrong. I think really what I want is I want this to just be another interface. I mean, what I want is a map, right? That'll do. Right? Sweet. I think. No. Maybe. Message page. Message page. Oh yeah, down here. Should be message hash length. Alright, and then loaded messages, message hash. Like that. That should do it. State. Messages reducer. Change the initial state. It should just be an empty object. Or an empty map, right? Can I just do that? Does that work? It's not defined. Import it. No, it is. Is that the wrong type? Or that's the wrong place. Can't find name. Message state. No, it is in here. Why is that not acceptable? I don't actually know if I can do this. this works. If I just put map in there, right? Yeah, that works. Okay, whatever, good enough. Now it's blowing up because, oops, that's not valid. So what I need is just handle the case where this guy's empty, so there should be more messages in this hash, or an empty array, basically. Sweet. All right. I should really have a filler on the message page for the case where there's nothing, where it's empty. Let me do that right now. Just say if not messages or messages dot length is 0. I can just say if not messages dot length return. Nothing to see here. Typography, comma, as imports, nothing to see here. All right, that doesn't look very good. I should put it outside, maybe outside this container. So let's do it here. Let's say like that. Okay. Maybe I won't put that in there because I guess the problem is that it'll show it while you're loading the messages. That'll look weird. I won't do it. All right, I do need to fix the load messages success response because it needs to have this hash in it. Basically the hash of the messages we want. So load messages success, and then this should be const message hash equals payload. Put the name in here so it's clear what I'm doing here. It's not totally clear. Hash is okay. So and then put messages success and then message hash message array like that. Load messages success, and then I need to change the type signature for that. Messages action messages loaded messages like that. Okay, and then that guy should be happy. Seems to not be happy. Argument of type is not signable. That's still an error. Interval really. Can I do that? Let me initialize a map. JavaScript initialize map from. I see. I mean, like, do I really want a map there? I really just want an object with whatever, I'll just use the map. Okay. So to initialize it from an array, each key pair, okay. So here I'll just do like that. That should be valid. And then the messages, reducers, my reducer. And then here, action, loaded messages, and then it's just going to be JavaScript map. Use the spread operator on the map. I wonder. Let's just try it. Equals. No, that doesn't work. Or actually, you know, I can just do this because I don't really care that much what happens to the data that was in there before. In fact, this is probably better because previously the way it was might kind of be like a memory leak. Not working now. Loaded messages. Oh, oops. It should be action.payload. Nope, not quite. Not quite there. Is my stream still working? Am I still live? I don't know. Okay, let's inspect the state. Let's see what's going on. State. If you're working with React and Redux, this state inspector thing is invaluable. It's really, really useful. Loaded messages, it's empty. Why is it empty? Load messages success. Loaded messages. It's right there. So is there a reason why new map? Success. New. Let me just log this and just see what it prints out to make sure that it's actually what I expect that to be. Okay. That looks right. if it's a Redux thing because all right, let's do this differently. Let's just make this an interface, export interface, and then this will just be message hash and this will be the messages. All right, now it's an object. Let's call it message array. And then let's see if that is loading into state. No. Yeah, there it is. All right. Well, it's flapping. There's something resetting loaded message. So that should just be. I'm gonna make this guy optional. Loaded messages. Like that. That kind of messes this up, but it's okay. This is still not what I want, right? I want like a record. I should just figure out how to use this TypeScript record. So page info, title string, and type page, const record, and then page can be a bonus. I see. So like, this would definitely work. Why doesn't it work? Let me just try it again. So I want a record of a string and some messages. Like that. Okay. And then I'm gonna kill this Rust Analyzer guy. There's a bug in Rust Analyzer and it goes crazy sometimes. Just constantly pinning the CPU. Okay. Let's try this again. So this should be a record. How do I merge records? Can you do that? Actually, I don't want to use this. I should go back to just using a map and then figure out. What I need to do is just figure out why the map wasn't working. Because I think, yeah. I think the map is the right approach. It should be optional. And then new map. Okay, put that back to where it was. And then this. Here, I can just say new map. And then loaded messages. Basically just replacing the map. Messages, whoops, message page, loaded messages. So here I just need to handle the undefined case. That should fix that. Why is that? Put messages is undefined. Oh yeah. Well. All right. Let's make it an empty map. That'll actually be easier. Now that I think about it. Yeah. It will be a little cleaner. Just use an empty map. New map. Let's just see what goes on here. So load messages success if states are equal. That's not right. A state should not be equal. I wonder if, like, oh, let me just check something. Message page. I'm just gonna log what is actually log. What is actually in that guy? Oh, there it is. Yeah. So that looks right. I think the issue is that it's on an object. It's not a proper object. I think what I should do is, well, I can just change the type to, or I can just change this to use get. Load messages dot get message hash, and that should work. Boom. Okay, there we go. And now we're happy. Now we are so happy. And let me just check. So I guess Redux can't display the contents of this in the browser extension, which is kind of annoying. What is it doing? Guess I'm just gonna have to live with that for now. Maybe I can revisit it at a later time. All right, let's save that. So that's a little optimization on the messages. Let me just make sure, Email, that it's still working. Refresh, make sure I'm in the list. Okay, that works. This works. That works. This works. Wait. All right, let's save that. Get rid of these. I think just one console.log that I added. Status. Improve message loading, message load handling. So I hope this helps the performance on iOS, but I don't know that it will. For sure. It's kind of trying to improve the performance on iOS is a bit more of black magic than anything. Let me just check the stream status, see if it's still working. Looks like it seems like it's not working. So I don't even know who I'm talking to right now. What's going on? Manage. Oh no, I'm live. I'm there. Look at that. Is it still working? No. Seems like it's working. Cool. Close that. All right, that deploy, it's going out. React Snap is running. So hopefully that will improve the performance issues a little bit. Make it a little better. I sincerely hope so. Let me test here on my phone. Loading it up. Shake it a little. Okay, got the new update. Reload. Let me test. New iOS performance improvements rolled out. All right, that's a little better. Not much. I think that it's just not going to get that much better on iOS, unfortunately. What we need is a native app, and I might just start working on that at some point in the near future. So, all right, I got other stuff to do today, so I'm gonna go do that. It's starting to get cold here in New York, and I think I want to get a jacket so that I have one that's warm and that I'm not cold, because it's nice to be warm and not cold. So I'm gonna end the stream there. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for dropping by. Check out Umpire, umpyre.com. Sign up, try it out. Send me a message, say hello, give me your feedback, please. That would be unbelievably helpful. Really, really great of you to do that. Really love it. And if you hate it, let me know. Just tell me you hate it. If you love it, let me know. Tell me you love it. If you have negative feedback, I'd love to know like what's working and what isn't, and what can be improved. A lot of the stuff I already know about, like, I know is an issue and stuff we're gonna do, but I'd still like feedback anyway. The more feedback, the better. But yeah, so that's that. All right, signing off now. Bye everyone. Love you. Love you all out there.